sport and go away. Go away into the field of mentoring as we were discussing in the morning today. The reason I'm saying is the IT as a business belongs to the young people. Young people, by all means, they are the one who are driving it. So normally I love to speak extempore, but Anuj and I were under some discussion, and we went into deliberation mode and landed up with quite a few points which he said that it's better that you spell it out. So guys, just bear with me. He has assigned me around 7 minutes probably. So 7 minutes it would be. I will try my level best to curtail myself. Thanks to ITPV. Thank you very much for this recognition. I would like to thank my parents, my family, my company, my colleagues, my director colleagues, my business colleagues of Ahmedabad and Gujarat overall, and many of with whom I have come across during my starting days, during my mid days of the career, and as of today. And I'm a big fan of Mr. Elvin Toffler. So when I started my career, he was the one who inspired me by the statement of in the 21st century, the illiterate would be not those people who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I strongly believe that. And as a result, the ZX Spectrum which I saw when I was in standard 10th way back, it was the one which inspired me to move towards the software industry. And by the time I could sort of learn and sort of to an extent grab the meaning of what the IT and IT business would be. That's the time when I landed up with this book of Mr. Toffler, and it genuinely guided me towards my vision, towards developing my thoughts. And with my colleague Jaimin, I founded the company Dev IT. Right from day one, our focus and approach was always in terms of collaborative approach. In fact, that's the reason our logo has the 4 arrows going inwards. Idea is inclusive collaboration, and that's we strongly believe in it. By the time we ourselves as a company started understanding the nuances of the IT business in Gujarat, very small activities were happening here and there. Government, state government, probably around year 2000, 1998, 99 was deliberating on and developing IT policy and IT Act. It came along with IT policy in year 2000. So we ourselves felt that as we progress, we should also keep pace with the new entrants, because Jaimin and I strongly believe the fresh ideas are the ones which can sort of push us forward and can excite us also in terms of taking things forward. So by the time we were around 7-year-old company, we actually started, today the word is known as incubating, but we were actually helping them out, sitting down with them, working out the business. A couple of them merged with us. Managed IT service as a result grew very strong. By the time we completed our first decade of the business, we had a full-fledged managed IT services firm merged into us. And it was, I should tell you, not at all a hostile merger. It was genuinely an open arm, collaborative is the word I would like to use again, merger. And it has really paid off. This is where we are. My colleagues here sitting down, they love to use the word depth and breadth wide progress, and that's what we believe in, and that's what the managed IT services merger brought us. Not only we expanded it to an extent in the other states of India, but looking at the nascent stage in terms of managed IT and remote infrastructure services industry, we got more and more success in overseas market. and we expanded in the geography. Having said that, I would also like to sort of convey to the friends here that again the quote from Mr. Toffler comes to my mind. Please excuse me if I'm kind of talking too much about him, but you all are free to look into his books and read it. The change is not only a necessity of life, but it is the life. That's what he believed in. Looking at the industry in which we are, I sincerely imbibe that thought. But then there is a rider also in that change. We'll talk about it later. So please understand that, please accept that while you are moving the overall business, overall vision of the business, overall dynamics of the business globally is changing so fast that if we want to be with the trend, with the wave, with the flow, we have to have consider the collaboration path as the path to go. Reach out, meet the young startups, meet the mid-level companies at your level or large companies also. Understand their various vision documents or various plans. Just try to see, because I'm sure somewhere it will kindle some kind of the thoughts which might probably not have been there in you, and it will chart out a new path for you guys. I'm 100% sure, because this is what I am continuously observing, continuously imbibing myself daily. Daily, I would like to say to you. Merely talking to exciting and kind of a very, very new kids on the blocks at the colleges with their ideas, with their business plans, also is an eye-opener for us, because we are kind of involved in our day-to-day operations of business so much that somewhere we keep our creativity part, or the part which keeps on throwing questions at you aside, and start taking care of the operations in a firefighting mode. But then meeting this kind of people, kind of entrepreneurs really helps. And if they are aligned with your thoughts, with your plans, with your vision, just take them along. That's my sincere request to you. I'm sure it will be somewhere down the line you will be on a success path with them together, because they will bring in that fantastic energy and speed and agility probably you feel that you should have. They will be there because there are no strings attached to them right now. They will help you achieve that. So that was something which we both talked upon, and going out of silos, and right. So this is what I have to say on that. That I have my colleagues, my board, my company, my senior colleagues here, a few of them, all have sort of directly, indirectly given me the task of handling the governance of the company, HR of the company, legalities of the company. So I have left it up. I am an electronic engineer, but then probably this is part of my persona, so I have left it up also. What has happened is, I have been observing that now is the time of millennium workforce. Though when I say millennium, I mean to say that those set of people whose birth dates fall under from 1980 to the year 2000, they are the one who will be forming the wheels of the thoughts of the company. They are the one who will be becoming the wings of the thoughts of the company. They are the one who are going to be part of the companies, of our companies, where they will be taking quite a few decisions also. But then these people, this millennium workforce, knowledge workforce, are those set of people who are tech savvy. They are very inclusive. They don't define anybody outside the caste or creed. No, for them a person with a knowledge is a person to be with. So for them knowledge is the most powerful tool as far as democracy is concerned. So these are this is the era of the people which we have to respect. And as an HR, I'm observing, as an HR thought person, I'm observing how to engage them, how to keep them engaged with your company, with your vision, or with your plan. Involve them, make them part of it. Change is changes they wanted, whatever change is feasible at your end. Because I would not advise anybody to change the dynamics completely, but at least whatever that is feasible from your side. Make them part of your brainstorming sessions, allow them to come up with their ideas. I would also suggest that stop micromanaging. 100% they don't like it at all. They are pretty rounded people. They like the life and work balance is something which they also aspire for and they want it. So we have to keep this in mind because they are the ones who are going to be part and parcel, whether it is Gujarat or anywhere else. They are going to be the part and parcel, and we have to accept that. So keep this millennium workforce in mind. And the rider about the change that I was talking about, any human being overall, scientists also accept as a capacity to accept certain amount of change. Too much change forced onto them in a short span of time breaches that capacity, and probably they enter into the future shock, as Mr. Toffler says. And that is precisely what we need to avoid. That is what I strongly believe. Change has to be there, no doubt. So it should be advocated in a pace, in a humanly acceptable pace. And there is no particular formula or medicine with me. We all have to decide that pace, and we all have to accept our gut feelings for that. So with this I end, and thank you all. Thank you very much.